Yo, I'm editing the video. My bet for all the knows. I gotta work on that. Genuinely, I did not think it was this bad. Anyway, enjoy the video. Yo, it's day two of me recording every day for 60 days so I can improve my speech and confidence and whatnot. Today, I think I would like to talk about the accessibility to fucked up shit on the internet. There's like almost no boundary or blocker from you being able to go to YouTube to some crazy fucked up gore porn site or something. And I believe that's like there should be more layers of bypass or security to have to get to those sites. You shouldn't be able to just click yes I'm 18 and then they let you onto that site when you know there's kids lying. It's gotten to the point where I click no I'm not 18 still because I did that for so long as a kid, you know what I mean? And that accessibility leads kids to seeing shit they shouldn't be seeing at a much younger age than they should be, you know what I mean? I don't know if that does it, but yeah, I believe it comes down to the fact of the government not really giving a shit about its people. You know, when it comes down to it, it could do so much more to protect kids and children from experiencing shit they shouldn't be experiencing, but it just doesn't because, it simply doesn't care. I think that's a big part on why you see so many teenagers that's depressed and you see so many teens that's like suicidal, and it's because they're seeing shit that they shouldn't be seeing at a age where they're still developing and their frontal lobe isn't even halfway developed yet. You know what I mean? And that leads to like fucked up kids. Simply put, which will also lead to a fucked up older generation, future generation, and fucked up children from them. And it just leads to a perpetual cycle of people that has like trauma and shit from shit that they seen online, which they never should have been able to have access to. I think with like a simple layer of the shit that they kind of do now with making you have to show your ID and shit, albeit, nigga, I'm not gonna fucking do that because, that's my ID. Fuck do you need that for? But, at the same time, that shit, when I see that, that blocks me from wanting to go to that site because I have to put in my ID, which I don't want to. And having that had that been in implementation fucking 10 years, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have seen half the shit I saw as a teen. I wouldn't have seen a quarter of it, you know? But it's the fact of the matter that they're doing it now because like they have to because they're seeing the repercussions of the children getting access to the internet so early. Well, not even getting access. It's just there being no boundary on what they can access on the internet so early. I think the more, and I don't even think it's like a thing of censorship. I think it's just more of a extra layer of responsive, not responsibility, a extra layer of protection on kids. And there's that saying, once a kid puts their mind to something, they're gonna find a way to get that shit done. And I think that statement is true as fuck. there will always be kids who do what they're not told. I mean, do what they're told not to do. Just simply put, you'll see parents teach their kids about sex and precautions, and you better wrap yourself up and shit. Don't let that dude come inside you, and you'll still see the stupid fucking children doing it anyways, you know? Because when it comes down to it, if a kid wants to do something, they're gonna find a way to do that shit, get it done. So instead of just saying, all right, fuck it, let them do whatever, add that extra precaution. Yes, that won't stop every fucking kid from going onto the internet, but that will stop a decent portion. I'd rather there be some children that have been protected from the seeing the shit they could have seen online because they didn't want to fake and grab their mom's ID. You know what I mean? They didn't want to spend the time to grab their parents' ID or some kind of verification to prove they're over 18. So they just said, fuck it, I'm not gonna try to find that porn site. I'm not gonna try to go to that gore fucking website. You know what I mean? And hey, stopping stopping even 3 out of 10 of every kid from seeing that shit. You may think that's not a lot, but that's a third. I mean, 3/10 of it. You know, when you multiply that onto a grander scale, that is so many children that are being saved from seeing that shit because of that one extra layer of protection. You know, there will always be those kids that will get past without a doubt. You know, I probably would have been because as I said, when a kid want to see some shit, they gonna find a way to see that shit. I might have been repeating myself going in a circle on these talking points, but it's just a reiteration to really hone down the point of what I was saying. More often than not, it's just a simple two-step verification shit, that could did a whole lot of these problems. As I said beforehand, part of that comes down to the government simply not giving a fuck about the kids. You know, hell, why would the government care about their kids? They they had Epstein's Island, nigga. The fuck? Why would they care? And it's kind of crazy statement, I know, but yeah, you know what I mean. Why would they? Why would this government, America, that has all this crazy shit? And I'm not saying they gotta guarantee that every fucking child has like parental controls, cause you know I think when parents try to enforce on their kids shit that the kids don't want, even if it's for the better of them, the kids end up resenting their parents in a sort of way. They end up being mad at them because they couldn't do what they were able to do. And that's just a con that comes with protecting them, and that's just something that parents might have to just fucking chop up and deal with. Not gonna lie, when they get older, they'll understand and they'll realize, yeah, they were just protecting me. But that was it. That's all I was trying to say. This is my second video. As I said in the beginning, I think. Let me know if you like to see some extra shit, like music in the background to make this more bearable, lower volume, turn up volume, do something else. Cause I'm just using these 60 days as a feedback and a builder before I get down dirty and doing my real shit. Appreciate you.